So we're just gonna get into the interview. I want to start off more like a somewhat personal stuff. So real simple. Should be easy question to whoever wants to take it. So, how did you guys get the name Sesame? Whoever wants to take it.
I think Zio.
Yeah.
Ashton and I started playing at the beginning of quarantine, just him and I. We started playing a lot of I guess like jazzy, sort of psychedelic type of
It was almost like bedroom, like
Yeah, yeah,
that whole,
yeah.
like indie thing that was going on.
super jazz inspired. We listened to bands like Puma Blue and Home Shake a lot.
Leave it at that.
Straight up.
Yeah, just leave it at that.
Don't say the.
Yeah, no, don't say it. We
Why?
can't-
It
I mean,
doesn't
I can
matter.
always cut it if you guys want.
No, it doesn't matter.
I'm not secretive about the name, are y'all?
No,
It
I
doesn't
told
really matter.
someone
It's
like
just
on
been-
tour, like I already told someone. So,
Yeah.
it's not-
So Ashton and I started playing together in the beginning of 2020. We started with like that jazzy bedroom kind of stuff. And we constantly put off getting a bass player for whatever reason.
We would like have people over, and then they would leave, and it would just be like kind of like.
Yeah,
Like
Kind
they
of
were-
like jam.
Yeah, we would like try to teach them a song and see like how they. It was almost like a audition, but like we didn't tell them.
yeah. But we never got anybody who like really stuck for a while.
They were either like. Yeah, it just didn't really work out.
During this time, we're thinking of names and we cannot think of anything. But we're playing all of this music and we're listening to a lot of Home Shake and a lot of Puma Blue. And then Home Shake drops this song super casually on YouTube and Bandcamp called Sesame that ends up being like our favorite Home Shake song.
It's like one of all of our favorite songs.
And it was
in
just
general.
it was so fucking nonchalant in the way that he did it. And so in similar fashion, we were like, you know, he didn't think about it too much and he just dropped a really sick song. We need to stop thinking about it so much and just like ride with the name.
And the song itself is really simple.
Yeah.
There's like not many lyrics, and it's just kind of like it. The
Uh,
outro is just the same thing as the intro, but like reversed.
It's just
really
like we had to stop overthinking that shit. So we ran with Sesame.
Strength and simplicity.
It's the name of, he was babysitting a cat and he wrote that song over the weekend for the cat whose name was Sesame.
Gotcha. So it wasn't from a YouTube video comment that I totally didn't see.
Nah.
No. Okay, I was curious about that. Okay, so this is again not much of a, I guess, that kind of question, but any like, cause well, let's say it this way: I go on a lot of road trips. I pass through North Carolina a decent amount. So is there any like local spots, any food spots, or anything that you guys can suggest?
Oh my god.
It's a hard one. Like I mean, I guess low-key might be a hard question. Yeah.
So I live in pretty close to Raleigh. It's a town called Rollsville.
Yeah.
There's this Mexican place right next to it. It's like it's not like authentic. Like it's not that like good Mexican food, but
I mean, just because I don't know how it's.
yeah, I
gonna
got you.
be.
It's not like that great Mexican food, but we know this dude that works there, just like the goat, like sickest dude of all time. And we've been going there since like we started playing music, like in quarantine and everything. So we used to go there a shit ton.
We would play for a couple hours, go get food at this Mexican place, and then come back and play longer. It was like me and Ashton's spot the whole time that we were trying to come up with the name.
But yeah,
You guys should totally get a picture in there.
yeah.
Picture the-
I think we probably have a few.
Yeah.
All right, cool. This is I guess a good one. So when and how did Sesame start? I mean, you kind of answered that question a little bit, but I guess more like how you got into it.
Yeah. So, this is cool. I've known Zio for a while too. In like 5th, 6th grade, we were in like a cover band. And yeah, it was called Hypergetic, and we played like shitty, like Nirvana and like Stone Temple Pilots type shit. And it was fun. Like we played some pretty big spots, but we were just like kids, and our parents like would like go out and like try that. They would enter us into like battle of the bands and stuff.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So like we did that for a while. But so I knew Zio already, and I didn't know Ashton, but we had all met up because we had a mutual friend I was hanging with, and we met up and we got food together, and we were just
Field right next to that.
yeah, we met up at a
place.
field next to the Mexican place, also next to a McDonald's that we ate at together. And then we were talking about music for a while, and then they had brought up what they were doing, and I was saying like how I'd love to like kind of try, like do it with them. And Zio already played with me before, so he kind of knew that I could play.
Zio and I had already been playing for like a long time before that, so then Aiden was on
Yeah,
board.
so I mean, after that, we kind of made a group chat, and then we started just like jamming. We were doing some covers in the beginning, but very early we just started writing, and I mean that's pretty much how it started. Like we all kind of met back up.
That was February. Well, we met up August of 2021, and then we wrote our first song February 1st, 2022.
Yeah. So yeah.
Or wait. I think February was the first time we like.
2023.
Yeah.
We met up 2022 and then wrote our first song 2023.
Yeah, and from there we just continued, and we practiced a lot. Like we would practice hours a day for a minute, like 5 days a week. Yeah, that's how we started.
That's dope. Okay, so the next question is going to be a little bit more about how did you guys get involved with music? I mean, you told me that you guys did battle the bands, did cover band stuff when you were younger, but I guess you guys like musical background if you want to somewhat go into that.
I mean, we could go down the line.
Yeah, just like quick.
With me, it started with piano. I was like 9, and I was really into 60s music that had like organs like the Doors and shit. So I got really into playing piano, and then I played it for a long time, and then I like picked up other instruments. But during that time, I was also listening to like all like the usual getting into like aggressive music. Like I was like Nirvana and like like bands like I don't know. I was just like getting into that very early on. Yeah. Wait. Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
good.
Okay. Cool.
So nobody in my family plays music, but probably when I was in like 5th grade, I joined the band at my school as on trumpet, and then just started really like hearing rhythm and really kind of understanding drums and songs, and I was just kind of like itching to like play drums. And then my friends got a drum set, and I went over to their house like once, and I'd never played drums before, and I was like already pretty good at it, and it just felt like really good. I like begged my parents to get me a drum set, and for Christmas they got me this like pretty like crappy electric kit that my cousin used to have, so they just got it off of him like for free, and I learned on that probably for like 5 months, and then got like an acoustic kit, like a nice sounding. It's actually the one that I have right now. I just did a lot of work to it, so it looks different. It used to have like a red sparkly wrap on it, but I just want to play drums as much as I can, and I was very happy when Zio and I started playing because I was excited for where it could go, and then I just want to keep playing drums.
My dad listened to a lot of like nu metal while I was growing up, so I grew up around a lot of like Slipknot and Korn and like Pantera. And then he gave me an iPod with all of his CDs loaded onto it. My favorite stuff was Gojira and Tool. And then he bought me a guitar, and that was just kind of like a way to extend my enjoyment of that music. So that's where it started. And I've kind of been writing music the entire time. So that was like 4th grade. I was a little metal elitisty for the first couple years. Ashton and Aiden can both tell you that, I'm sure. But I've definitely branched out quite a bit since then. So
That's great. It's all really like pretty cool to hear. So now we're gonna get more into like I guess what is Sesame. So throughout I Will Turn, I Will. Um, like you said before, there's like a very heavy like Puma Blue like influence, like that very like jazzy R&B stuff. Um, so how did that get into your music, and what was it like writing that kind of music, but also like something like heavy at the same time?
I mean, I guess it's just we all had similar influence with our styles, and then like, I guess kind of like we didn't initially start writing music like this. I feel like it was more, like Puma Blue-esque
Yeah,
for.
the first song we all learned together was Puma Blue.
Yeah.
Moon Underwater.
But yeah, here extend.
Yeah, I feel like there's just so much that you can do on the guitar, and there's a lot of like nuanced emotions that you can pick up on through like interesting jazz chords, and interesting voicings. And a lot of time when I listen to aggressive music, it's all just about being aggressive. And so what's really cool is that a lot of at least the guitar parts for the Sesame songs are written very quietly on an acoustic guitar, so that like you can really channel the softer side of it, and then it's really fun to just like blow it the fuck up after. But it's all rooted from a very like quiet, kind of introspective sort of space. But as far as just like technically what's being played, super Puma Blue inspired for sure. Or just like I was in the jazz band, and y'all both. I mean, we just saw just saw Marcus Gilmore last night play.
That shit was so good. We went to
Yeah.
the Village Vanguard.
That was like one of the best shows I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
Village Vanguard was so nice, and just like that band was like my.
That's like my favorite drummer alive right now.
Yeah.
Marcus Gilmore, and I got
She
to
was
see
so
him.
good.
Yeah.
I mean, I certainly listen to like music that is not similar to the music that we play.
Yeah, I think a lot of us like we don't
I mean,
listen to that
y'all-
much.
Well, like, yeah, I mean, I listen to more like I guess like screamo and shit more than they do, but like, I don't know, I still have that like jazz side. Like me and Ashton play jazz together. Like
Yeah,
I'll
we've been
play
playing,
the
like, Bill Evans
piano.
and stuff and
Yeah, like Bill
I
Evans
can
and
kinda
shit.
tell You seem like a jazz drummer. You guys
Yeah.
kind of something about it. You guys seem like jazz musicians in some kind of way.
Jazz is awesome.
Yeah, jazz is great, and we're
Jazz
just
is
trying to get really good
best
at it
part.
because like I definitely want to get to a point where I can be that jazz musician. But yeah, I guess that all it just all kind of comes together, all three of us, with that sort of thing.
I do actually want to include this. Hopefully, I'm not like.
No, you're good. Whatever goes.
Is classical music as well was such an influence for the album. Like Chopin, the way that he plays with musical motifs is so inspiring to me, and I certainly listen to more classical than I do jazz. So that's
That's kind of a cool mix.
yeah, for sure.
So, did your solo stuff like? Yeah, that's a good idea. So, did your solo stuff kind of enter into Sesame somehow? Because like you do a lot of like you said, like kind of introspective kind of stuff.
Yeah, I do make music on my own. That's a good chunk of it recently is just like acoustic guitar and vocals, and it's certainly like interwoven with Sesame. And when that acoustic guitar and vocal project is released, I think that will be pretty clear that the ideas are like woven together and kind of come from the same place.
All right, now we're gonna get a little bit more into like I guess more difficult questions. This one's gonna be a little bit I guess kind of abstract. I have if you guys are a little stumped on the question, I have like a follow up. So this is so what is Sesame? Like I said, maybe a difficult question, or if that doesn't work, what does it mean to you guys? Like,
What is Sesame? Sesame is
or if not Sesame, I would guess your music in general. But I guess that's kind of the same thing.
I think all three of us are very, I mean, particularly Ashton and I, but I would also say you as well, are very disinterested and also probably somewhat oblivious to the, I guess, like social cliques that pop up in these kind of scenes. So, all original, any medium is a thing that we say because we're pretty, I mean, we're wholly devoted to doing everything ourselves through every medium. It's all completely original. You know, it's a bit awkward or maybe just a bit foreign to play a show and then be assigned a lot of labels. Not to say that we're doing anything like incredibly different or unable to be labeled, but it's just Sesame in particular is so removed from that in the creative space.
You guys definitely exist in like your own kind of almost like bubble.
Like we never sit down in with an idea and say I want it to sound like this like song. Like we just kind of let it go. All the influences exist within the room and nothing more whenever we write.
Yeah, I actually want to say something.
Yeah.
There's something I was inspired by a while back, which I think, honestly, thinking about it now, I still think about a lot. But there's this guy, Conan Moccasin, that I think when he made the album Carmel, he said he like did not listen to music for like 10 years or something before.
Or I think it was Forever Dolphin Love.
Yeah, it was one of them.
'Cause that
but
shit is weird.
Yeah, it might be that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, just that like no influence really inspired me. So I always try to like write a part. Like when I write a drum part, it has to be original. It can't be something that's been played before. And I think we all kind of go with that like mindset. Like it's like a rule that we have for
yeah,
ourselves.
it's true.
Like,
It is our like personal rule. It's like we can't break that shit.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, and this we're gonna get, I guess, more into like the meat and potatoes of your latest release. Just any like general questions, like any obstacles you guys had when writing it. Like how did it progress? Because I saw those like YouTube videos. So how did you guys maybe progress from that kind of sound to what you guys have now?
Like the old YouTube videos?
Yeah. Or like just like general question about what the writing process was like any obstacles, any ideas going in, anything like that. Or like what was the writing process like?
Yeah, Zio can start this and then we can go and like say what
So I've talked to y'all about this before. I think so when Sesame started, I went into it with the intention of it being a very like intimate sort of thing. I approached it as if it was like a solo project while also trying to be very considerate of y'all with how we played, which put it in a really like awkward position because trying to achieve a super high level of like vulnerability and intimacy whilst also like fucking around with your boys is not, it took me a while to realize that it just like should not happen for us three in particular. So we wrote a handful of songs, it's maybe like 7 or 8, that we don't play anymore, that was just us finding our sound, but it was also kind of like had that shit like all over it.
You also learned how to scream somewhere in there, and I think that kind of like
your
made us
vocals are
kind of right.
Because we had one song with one scream in it,
And
like,
it was bad every
it
time.
was like bad, but like after a while, clearly it got to where it was.
So yeah. There's multiple things like happened at once. I feel like I realized that it's way more collaborative than I made it out to be, which did us a lot of good. Also, our musical like tastes changed as well. That's when I started getting really into black metal and classical music, which inspired the fuck out of our album. And I started screaming as well. And I think y'all also felt like you had the space to contribute a lot more, which got the new batch of songs, which 6 out of 7 of the new songs are on the album.
Chill bro sesh.
Yeah, Chill Bro Sesh didn't make the cut.
Chill Bro Sesh.
But yeah.
Chill bro sesh.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess did we answer that question?
No,
properly?
100%.
yeah, that was
think
like
so.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, this is literally the last thing. Is there anything you guys want to say that I haven't asked, or any shout outs for anything?
Oh,
Shout out Emily Grimm.
shout out Emily Grimm. Emily
Grimm.
Grimm.
LJ, come
Do the Emily Grimm. Do the Emily Grimm.
Yeah, you can go in. Yeah, if you want.
Shout out Maxwell. We can all
Oh,
say
yeah.
that.
Shout out Maxwell.
Yeah, Maxwell is a homie from NC who's got us right on many occasions, and we can thank him for a lot of the album, genuinely, or like all of it, to be honest.
Yeah, he
Uh,
contributed so much.
Yeah, Maxwell.
Rick Davis. Yeah,
Yeah,
shout
he
out
is.
Rick Davis
Yeah.
Of Sweet Home.
from
Yeah,
Durham.
Sweet Home,
Durham,
Rick
North
Davis. What's some other good ones? I mean, just like all our friends, yo.
Yeah,
Like they're all our friends in North Carolina are super supportive. Yeah.
Dude, Maxwell is insane. He gave us like all of the recording equipment that we needed, which is crazy. And then we just recorded that shit straight up. We were saving so long to buy, and he's just like been there every step of the way to like provide us with the resources that we needed to get it done. And like, yeah, he's awesome, Maxwell.
Yeah.
Really appreciate him.
Super and B.
Super and B, yeah.
What was
Anything I haven't said that you guys might want to say, or any shout outs?
Okay.
Or any like closing, anything you would want to close off with?
I don't know.
That's good.
That's
good. Yeah, that's good.
I mean, like, dude, the fact that we're doing this is sick. This is awesome, and we're like, us doing this just feels like right. Like we love playing music, and
This is all I want to do.
and we're all like such close friends that like, this is just more of like, it doesn't feel like, it has never felt like work. It's just always been fun.
And we're all best friends, so
Like
like
at home we hang out. Like it's great. Yeah. Shout out my dad. Actually, he has helped us out so much. He got us this van.
Yeah, that's sick.
Well, we got it for
put a lot
free,
of
but
work
he
into it.
he like he's put a lot of work into it. Like, so shout out my dad. He's been the goat. I don't know. Is that?
No, totally. You guys did great.
shout out
Yeah.
Omar.
Do you have
Oh yeah. Shout out Omar. Omar.